Hey guys, today we're going to be doing an aquascape in this 5.5 gallon. It's there's some nasty sand in there right now from the last one. It's just kind of a combination of a couple different sands mixed together to get enough to have a nice bottom. So I figured I might as well just take it out, replace it with some different stuff. I might still save that, but yeah. So I gotta run in the store, pick up some new stuff from it before we get started. But it's gonna be for this guy over here. He's staying warm right now in the 40 gallon. He just got transported here. So he's waiting there for now until we get his tank set up. Alright guys, so I'm back from the store. I went and picked up some pool filter sand to use this time instead of the other stuff. And then I went and picked up a heater. It's a 100-watt heater, which is quite large for a 5.5 gallon tank. It's also Pet Supplies, so it's the off-brand heater, but in the past I've never had any trouble with Pet Supplies heaters, so I mean they're a lot cheaper than any other brand, so I'm just gonna go with it, hope for the best. I mean, it should work fine. I also got these rocks. Now these I went and found somewhere, they're by a lake or something like that, I don't remember now, but at the time I soaked them in hydrogen peroxide and made sure they're all clean, and they've been in a different aquarium of mine for a while now, so I'm just gonna hope that they're good still. Put them in there, we shouldn't have any problems, should be good. The thing I forgot to buy, don't know how I forgot this, was a filter. But what I was most likely going to get, and what I'm probably still going to go back and get, is what I've got over there on the cichlid tank. It's just like a 10-gallon Tetra internal filter. It's cheap, it gets the job done. And then the light I'm going to be using for this tank is just this desk lamp here that's currently on the pond fish tank. This is just a normal desk light, no fancy bulbs or anything in it, just what came in. It's like, I think it's an LED actually. I mean, it was like 10 bucks. For what I'm growing in this aquascape, this will work perfect. It doesn't need highlight, nothing like that. And then what I'm using for plants is sitting down here in a bag in the goldfish tank. This is Java moss. Oh, there's something. One thing in there is Java moss. We'll pull it out. But so yeah, this is Java moss. It's a really easy to grow plant. These are the goldfishies. They're chilling in the 20 gallon right now, even though it's very overstocked, until it is warm enough to put them out in the pond, which should hopefully be in a couple days here. So yeah, let's get started. So basically what I'm doing now is just going to rinse the sand off, make sure it's all clean before we put it in the tank. But it seems to be pretty good so far. Pool filter sand's coarser grain, so not as much fine stuff to rinse out. But yeah, so I'm just going to rinse it out with a 5 bucket, and then we'll start putting this in the tank. Alright, so I got all of the old dirty sand out of there. I tried to clean up the aquarium a little bit. There's some like brown algae growing out from the last time I was in use. Put the light on there. And I got my black backdrop. I basically use anything I can get my hands on. So this is just a binder. For the 40 gallon, I've got a poster board. I was going to invest in something more waterproof, like some foam board or something, but you know, I use whatever works, what's available. So right now I've got a binder, and that's black, and that's what I'm going to use. So now I'm going to start scooping some of the sand in there and get going on that. Alright, so now I got the sand in, as you can see. I've got the heater going ready. Put the light on. This was about the only thing I could find to hold it for the time being. So, you know, like I said, work with what you got. So I got the light going. It's a little bit cloudy right now, but it should clear up. That sand was pretty well rinsed. And then I just kind of dumped the water in there, so kind of the sand's kind of all over the place. And think I'm gonna work with that because I kind of like the look of the wavy sand rather than just flat. And so let's see if we can get our rocks in there and see how that looks. Alright, so I've got the biggest rock here first. It's just a weird shaped kind of cool rock. And so I'm going to set this in here, but I just realized, don't make the same mistake I did and fill the tank up ahead of time all the way. Because, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm right at the edge of the water level there. So I'm probably going to have to drain some of this. Definitely gonna have to drain some of this. Alright, so now that I've spilled water everywhere trying to siphon it, let's get our rocks in. So I'm gonna place my first one kind of over here. So I'm just doing this by eye. Wherever I think the rocks look cool is where I'm going to put them. Got this one. It's kind of got a weird layering to it. So I'm just going to place him right there, I think. I don't know. Sure. And then these two, I think I'm going to place over by this one. One there, and then one kind of... Oh, oops. I dropped it. And then one kind of there. Beautiful! So basically, just a couple rocks in there. Well, 4 rocks in there. So a couple. But, I mean, just however you can make it work. I don't know how I like the look of this completely. I might change things around. Alright, so I ended up moving some of the rocks around, adding a couple more. I think I've got a look that I can work with now. So I'm going to start adding my Java moss. I just kind of pulled it out of that bag and put it in this cup here. Just easier to grab. I also got the guy out of there that wasn't Java moss. I forget what he is, but he's one of those, but I forget what his name is. So he's gonna... actually, I'm sitting in the water right here, so I'm gonna dry out, and we'll plant him later. But so the Java moss. So what basically I'm gonna do, just pull out a kind of a clump of this, and break it apart into smaller pieces, and then I'm gonna take these smaller pieces and just kind of wrap them in between and around, like the edges of the rock. So I want to get it. Me personally, I want to get it all around the rock, because I almost want it to carpet around the rock. And so if I tuck it in the cracks like that, and then try and go around the outsides of the rock, it might be a little difficult with some of these, like this one, because he's kind of buried in the sand. But like over here where there's a little bit of a lip, you can kind of tuck it under that lip, and that works really good to hold it in place. Because you don't want to bury it, because then it's just going to sit there and die off and rot. So I'm going to place some in between the cracks now, and around the rocks, and see how it looks when I'm done. Alright, so basically what I did is I just tucked around every rock there, and made sure it wasn't going to float away. I sprinkled some sand on it in some places. But yeah, so that's what I did, and then I will probably come back in a couple weeks and see how this is growing. And so basically I'm just going to check up on this every once in a while, make sure there's no Java moss floating around. Like I've got some in the back there, some up here. And if there's empty spots where it floated up, I'll tuck some back in there. And yeah, so basically this is it. I think it looks really nice once it starts to grow out. And this is my easy peasy aquascape. Alright, so I let my beta acclimate, and now he's swimming around in here. He seems to be enjoying it. I haven't decided if I'm going to put some friends in there yet. In his last 5 gallon he was in, I had some glow lights in there. They're now in my 40. And he got along really well with them, actually. He does really well with other fish. And so we'll see how he does. But yep, he's happy in there right now, so I'm happy too. So thank you all for watching.